students, to solve the given non-homogeneous equations, we have one method using matrices concept. So the name of the method is Cramer's rule. In this method, the given equations, let them as a1x plus b1y plus c1z is equal to d1, a2x plus b2y plus c2z is equal to d2, a3x plus b3y plus c3z is equal to d3. These are three homogeneous, non-homogeneous equations with three variables. For these equations already we came to know how to construct the matrices. Coefficient matrix A is written as the A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. And variable matrix X is X, Y, Z. And the constant matrix D is D1, D2, D3. And we obtain these matrices based on the equation AX is equal to D, which is the equation of the matrix. By multiplying AX is equal to D, you can able to get the equations we consider. So if these are the given non-homogeneous equation, now by using Cramer's rule, how we can find the solution of the given non-homogeneous equations? So the process is like that. First, you have to find one value which is a delta. Name this one as a delta, which is the determinant of the coefficient matrix A1, B1, C1, A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. So you have to find the determinant of the coefficient matrix, so which is denoted by delta, and find another determinant which is obtained by replacing the first column with the constant matrix like this: D1, D2, D3, B1, B2, B3, C1, C2, C3. Replacing the first column from the quotient matrix and replacing with the constant matrix D1, D2, D3. So then we have to find the determinant of such matrix, which is denoted by delta 1. Similarly, we have to find another determinant which obtained by replacing the second column with the constant matrix B1, B2, B3, replacing with the D1, D2, D3. C1, C2, C3 remains same. And one more determinant we need to find, that is denoted by delta 3. So first column is same as in the quotient matrix, second column is also same. Here the third column from the quotient matrix replaced by constant matrix D1, D2, D3. So you have to find four determinants in Cramer's rule to solve the equation. Later, the value of X is given by delta 1 by delta. Then the process is like this: the value of X obtained by delta 1 by delta, and the value of Y is obtained by delta 2 by delta, and the value of Z is obtained by delta 3 by delta. So this is the process of Cramer's rule. For given non-homogeneous equations, first you have to construct matrices using the matrix equation AX is equal to D. Later you have to find four determinants of 3 by 3 matrices. First one is denoted by delta, which is the determinant of the quotient matrix. Second one is denoted by delta 1, which is obtained by replacing the first column of the quotient matrix with the constant matrix D1, D2, D3. And later second delta 2 value obtained by second column replacing with D1, D2, D3, and delta 3 obtained by replacing third column with D1, D2, D3. So after finding these four determinant values, You can able to find x, y, z variables using the formula. X is given by delta 1 by delta, y is given by delta 2 by delta, and z is given by delta 3 by delta. So to solve the equations using Cramer's rule, since delta is in the denominator, so delta must be not equal to 0. Remember, this method is possible if the coefficient matrix determinant is not equal to 0. That means for A as a non-singular, then only you can apply Cramer's rule to the given equations, unless you cannot use Cramer's method to find the values of x, y, z. So which the all values become undefined, since delta is in the denominator. If it is 0, so you cannot find the solution. You get x as infinity, y as infinity, and z as infinity. So that cannot be the solution of the equations. So you can use the Cramer's rule only for the coefficient matrix which is non-singular. That is the point. This is how we are going to solve the given equations by using Cramer's method. Now let us do some examples by using the Cramer's rule. Now let us do some problems related to the method Cramer's rule. So they are asking the solve the equations using Cramer's rule. They are given 3 non-homogeneous equations with 3 variables. Write this one as z. So for the given equations, you have to construct the coefficient matrix A. 2, -1, 8, first equation coefficients. 3, 4, 5, second equation coefficients. 5 -2, 7, third equation coefficients. And the variable matrix capital X is given by x, y, z. And the constant matrix D is given by 13, 18, 20. So these matrix obtained by the equation Ax is equal to D. The matrix equation you are considered as Ax is equal to D. Now in Cramer's rule, you have to find determinant values delta, which are denoted by delta, delta 1, delta 2, and delta 3. So I am first finding the value of delta. So as per the concept, delta is the determinant of the coefficient matrix. 2, -1, 8, 3, 4, 5, 5, -2, 7. So expanding from the first row, finding its determinant, 2 into 7 into 4, 28, minus of 5 into -2, -10, so that it is plus 10. Cofactor symbol for -1 is minus, so minus of -1 becomes plus 1 into 7 into 3, 21, minus 5 into 5, 25, plus 8 into 3 into -2, that is -6, minus 4 into 5 is 20. 2 into 38, plus 1 into -4, plus 8 into -26. So doing simplification, 38 into 2 is 76, minus 4, 8 into -26, 8, 6, 48, 16, 4. 208. 76 minus 212. Minus 4 minus 208 is minus 212. So that subtracting you have negative sign, maximum value. So which is 212 minus 76. 6, 10 minus 7, 3, minus 136. This is the value of delta. Determinant of the coefficient matrix, which is delta, which is minus 136. Now find delta 1. So using Cramer's rule, From delta, you have to replace the first column with the constant matrix 13, 18, 20. Minus 1, 4, minus 2. Second column remains same. Third column remains same. So that is the determinant of the matrix you are considering, naming delta 1. Replacing first column with constant matrix. Now finding its determinant. So it is 13 into 28 plus 10 minus of minus 1 plus 1 into 18 sevens 126 25 is 100 plus 8 into minus 36 minus 8 13 into this is 38 plus 1 into 26 this one plus 8 into minus 116 13 into 38. So 13 eights 104 13 3 is 39 10 49 plus 26 plus into minus minus 8 6 48 8 1 8 4 12 8 1 9 minus 9 28 494 plus 26 this is 520 minus 928 520 minus 928 which is minus 408. So the value of delta 1 is minus 408. So we obtain the value of delta. So that is minus 408. Now finding delta 2. So this is another determinant. Replacing coefficient matrix second column with constant matrix. You have 2, 3, 5 as the first column. Second column 13, 18, 20. Third column 8, 5, 7. Now finding its determinant. 2 into 18 sevens 126 minus 25 is 100 minus 13 into 7 3 is 21 5 5 is 25 plus 8 into 23 is 60 18 5 is 90 plus 8 into 60 minus 90. So do the calculation. 2 into 26 minus 13 into minus 4 plus 8 into minus 30 60 minus 30. So this is the 52 plus 13 fourths is also 52 minus 240 104 minus 240 which is minus 136. So the value of delta 2 obtained is minus 136. That is the value of delta 2. Now moving to find the value of delta 3, last determinant. From coefficient matrix the first column remains same, second column remains the same, and third column replaced with 13, 18, 20. Now finding its determinant. So it is 2 into 80 minus of minus becomes plus 36 minus of minus 1 plus 1 into 20 into 3 is 60 minus 18 into 5 90 plus 13 into minus 6 minus 20 2 into 116 1 into minus 30 plus 13 into minus 26 12 3 232 this one minus 30 minus 13 6 78, 26 7 33, 232 minus 368. So this is again minus 136. So the value of delta 3 is also minus 136. Now what is x, what is y, what is z in Cramer's rule is x is delta 1 by delta, y value is delta 2 by delta, and the value of z is delta 3 by delta. Now replacing the obtained delta, delta 1, delta 2 and delta 3, delta 1 is minus 408 by delta is minus 136. So you have x value 3. Minus minus cancel, 136 into 3 you have 136. Now value of y is minus 136 by minus 136. So numerator denominator both are same. So y value is 1. Z is also minus 136 by minus 136. Value of z is minus 136 by minus 136. Again z value 1. So the solution for the given equations using Cramer's rule are 3 1 1, x value 3, y value 1, z value 1. Now you can check whether your answer is correct or not. These values x3, y1, z1 has to be satisfied with all the three given equations. You can substitute in any equation so that the values must be satisfied. Let me check in second equation. 3 into x value 3, 9, 4 into 1, 9 plus 4, 13, 5 into 1, 5, 13 plus 5, 18. Second equation satisfied for the given equation. Like that you can check with the remaining two equations also. So this is how to solve the given non-homogeneous equations using Cramer's rule. We have one more method solving non-homogeneous equations, that is a matrix inversion method. So in this method, finding the coefficient matrix inverse, and we can able to solve the given equations using matrix inversion method. So the method is like this. For the non-homogeneous equations, a1x plus b1y plus c1z is equal to d1, a2x plus b2y plus c2z is equal to d2, and a3x plus b3y plus c3z is equal to d3. So these are three non-homogeneous equations. Now considering their matrices formats, the coefficient matrix A is A1 B1 C1, A2 B2 C2, A3 B3 C3, and X as the variable matrix, that is X Y Z, and D is the constant matrix, which is D1 D2 D3. So here we are considering coefficient matrix is of order 3 by 3, this is of order 3 by 1, this is also of order 3 by 1, and here we are considering the matrix equation is Ax is equal to D. So by using that matrix equation, we can able to construct the matrices A, X and D. Here solving the equation means finding the values of x, y, z. So x, y, z present in the variable matrix X. That means you have to find the value of x in X matrix. If you find X matrix, then you can able to find the values of x, y and z. So for that, so the matrix inversion says if A is non-singular, non-singular means that A not equal to 0. If A is non-singular, for every non-singular matrix A inverse exists. For now, every non-singular matrix you can able to find its inverse. So now let Ax is equal to D. Since A inverse exists and you can multiply A inverse on both sides of the equation, Ax is equal to D. A inverse into Ax is equal to A inverse into D. Since matrix multiplication follows associative property, so this is A inverse A into X, you can write that one. So this is A inverse into D. So as we know, A inverse into A becomes unit matrix I. So that is A inverse into D. I into X, since I is the identity matrix, I into X is again X. So that is A inverse into D. So this is how we obtain the matrix X. So as per the matrices we considered, we have D matrix. To find the variables X, Y, Z which are in the matrix X, so you have to find what is A inverse. For given A, if you find A inverse and multiplying that A inverse with a constant matrix D, so you can able to find X, Y, Z values. So this is possible. So since X is of order 3 by 1 order, X is of order 3 by 1. Since A is a 3 by 3 matrix, we consider A inverse is also 3 by 3. So A inverse matrix is of order 3 by 3 and D matrix is of order 3 by 1. Multiplication is possible here. A inverse into D, you have 3 by 3, when multiplied with 3 by 1, you have 3 by 1 again. So A inverse into D matrix is again 3 by 1 matrix. So that you can equate both matrices, then you can find values of X, Y, Z using this equation. Here, how we can find the A inverse for given A? So we have formula A inverse is equal to adjoint A by det A. Or you can write that one as 1 by det A into adjoint A. So this is how you can find the inverse of the given matrix. So A inverse, already we proved one theorem. A inverse is given as 1 by det A into adjoint A. So what is adjoint A? So already we learned that one, how to find the adjoint of a given matrix. So let me explain again. Adjoint of the matrix is the transpose of the cofactors matrix. Every element of coefficient matrix replaced with their cofactors and then transpose. The matrix such obtained is said to be the adjoint of the matrix A, and which is written as adjoint ADJ. So this is how we can use matrix inversion method to solve the given non-homogeneous equations. Here, for the considered coefficient matrix, you have to find A inverse and later multiplying it with D, you can get the variable matrix X. There you can find the value X, Y, find the values of X, Y and Z. Now let us do one problem related to solving the equations using matrix inversion method. For given equations, first we have to consider the coefficient matrix A with coefficients 2, minus 1, 8, 3, 4, 5, 5 minus 2, 7. And the variable matrix X is given by X, Y, Z. Constant matrix D is given by 13, 18, 20. The matrix equation is Ax is equal to D. That is how we are constructing the matrices which satisfies the equation Ax is equal to D. So, doing matrix inversion method, first we have to find the determinant of A, that A. Why? Because only non-singular matrices as the inverse. That's why first you have to check whether the coefficient considered matrix is non-singular or not. Finding its determinant expanding from the first row, 2 into 28 minus of minus 10, which is plus 10. Minus of minus 1 means plus 1 into 3 into 7, 21 minus 5 into 5, 25. Plus 8 into 3 into minus 2 is minus 6, minus 5 into 4 is 20. 2 into 38, 1 into minus 4, plus 8 into minus 26. 2 into 38 is 76, minus 4, minus 8, 6, 48, 16, 4, 20, 208. 76 minus 2, 12, minus 4 minus 208 becomes minus 212. So, negative is the maximum value, 212. So, you have minus 136 is the value of the det A. So, which is not equal to 0. So, you can solve the equations using matrix inversion method since A is non-singular. So, det A is not equal to 0. So, later you need to find the adjoint matrix. Adjoint A is equal to adjoint matrix. What is the adjoint of the matrix? Transpose of the matrix replaced by every element with its cofactor. So starting finding cofactors of each element. 2 has the positive cofactor sign. So its minor is 4, 5, minus 2, 7. Minus 1 has the negative cofactor sign. 3, 5, 5, 7. You have to be careful to consider values with the signs also. If even a sign change, you may not get the answer correct. That's why you must be careful while considering the numbers, numericals and signs also. Cofactor symbol of 8 is plus and its minor will be 3, 4, 5, minus 2. So, moving to the next second row, 3 element as the negative cofactor sign. Minus 1, 8. Minus 2, 7 as its minor. Middle element 4, second row, second element, second column element. 4 has the positive cofactor symbol and its minor will be 2, 8, 5, 7. To the next element, second row, third element, 5, whose cofactor symbol is negative. Its minor is 2 minus 1, 5 minus 2. 2 minus 1, 5 minus 2. Now moving to the third row, starting with third row, first element 5, positive cofactor sign. Eliminating its column and row, you have minus 1, 8. 4, 5. Later, minus 2 cofactor has the negative sign, whose minor is 2, 8, 3, 5. Last element has the positive cofactor sign, so whose minor is 2, minus 1, 3, 4. So, this is the transpose. Adjoint of the matrix as per the definition. Transpose of the matrix obtained by replacing each and every element with its cofactor. So, adjoint of the matrix obtained by replacing all the elements with cofactors. So, let me check the cofactor of 8. 3, 4, 5, minus 2 here. So, you must be careful of considering the elements and their signs. Otherwise, we may get a wrong answer. So, the adjoint of the matrix is, adjoint A is 28 plus 10. This one. Minus of 21 minus 25. This is minus 6 minus 20. Now second row, minus of minus 7 plus 16. 14 minus 40. Minus 4, minus of minus 4 plus 5. Minus 5 minus 32. Minus of 10 minus 24. 8 plus 3, last element. So the adjoint of the matrix is 38. So this is a 4, minus of minus 4, that is minus 26. 9, so which is minus 9, minus 26, 14 minus 40, minus 1, minus 37, 14, minus of minus 14, this is 11, old transpose. So transposing, the final adjoint A matrix is 38, 4, minus 26, minus 9, minus 26, minus 1, minus 37, 14, 11. This is the final adjoint A matrix. Now to find A inverse, we need det A and adjoint A. We get both values. So as per the formula of A inverse, which is 1 by det A into adjoint A. So now you can able to find A inverse. Now again consider the equation. The matrix equation is AX is equal to D. So since A is non-singular, you have A inverse exists. So you can write that X as A inverse into D. So the value of X is, A inverse formula is 1 by det A into adjoint A into D. Now replacing the values, det A minus 136, adjoint A 38, minus 9, minus 37, 4 minus 26, 14, minus 26, minus 1, 11. Constant matrix is 13, 18, 20. So here you can observe the order of the matrices. This is 3 by 1 and 3 by 3 and this is 3 by 1. Multiplying 3 by 3 and 3 by 1, you have a 3 by 1 matrix. 38 into 13. Do the calculations here. 3 8s 24, 39 3, 39. 3 8 is 24, 3 3 is 9 to 11, 38. So 494. Minus 9 into 18 is minus 162. Minus 37 into 20 is minus 740. 4 into 13 is 52. Minus 26 into 18. 26 into 18. 18 6 108. 18 2 36 10 46. Minus 468. 14 2 20. 8. 2 8. 26 13s. 13 6 78. 26 7 33. Minus 338. Minus 1 into 18 is minus 18. 11 20 is 220. So which is a 3 by 1 matrix. So now we obtain the matrix X. Observe from here. 1 by minus 136 into. So minus 740 minus 162, which is 902, plus minus 902 plus 494, you have minus 408. 280 plus 52 is 332. 332 minus 468, that is minus 136. Minus 338, 220. You have minus 118, minus 118, minus 18, again minus 136. So this is 3 by 1. Now, dividing each element with minus 136. So minus 408 by minus 136. minus 136 by minus 136, minus 136 by minus 136. So actually variable matrix X is small x, y, z. So which are obtained 3, 1, 1. So both are 3 by 1 order matrices. Equating the corresponding elements, you have x value 3, y value 1, z value 1. This is how we can solve the given non-homogeneous equations using matrix inversion method. So in this method, first you have to construct the matrices using the equations by the matrix equation Ax is equal to D. Whether this method is applicable or not, first you have to find det A. If it is not equal to 0, then you can proceed. Here det A is minus 136. In this method, you need to find the value of A inverse. So which is 1 by det A into adjoint A, so that you have to find adjoint A, which is the transpose of the cofactors matrix. So replace every element with its cofactor and then transpose, you will get the adjoint matrix. Again consider the matrix equation Ax is equal to D. Since A is non-singular, A inverse exists and that X will become A inverse into D. X becomes A inverse into D. So to find X, you have both A inverse is having formula 1 by det A into adjoint A into D. Det A is minus 136, adjoint A already we obtained here. D is the constant matrix. Multiplying 3 by 3 and 3 by 1, you will get a 3 by 1 matrix. Later finally dividing with the det A value each element. So you will get this one. So comparing both matrices and equating the corresponding elements, you can find the values of x, y, z. So this is how you are using matrix inversion method to solve the given non-homogeneous equations.